Hello? Hello, hello. Let's play Don't Eat the Cashier. And I guess I'm the cashier. Okay, what's my pronouns? Okay. I can go with the pronouns I have in reality, or I can go with gender neutral, but I think I want to go with female. I want to actually be. Let's go. I'm a female. Your pronouns are she and her. Yeah. I'm just go. Then it would actually be funny if I went with the male. I'm just gonna choose the second. Long hair. Yeah. Type your name. Okay. My name is Lake Run because I'm good at running into lakes. Your name is Lake Run? Sure it is. Sometimes I really wonder how I ended up here. Not that I dreamed of a career as a neurosurgeon or an astronaut, but for crying out loud, working at a gas station. On another hand, money is money. I sent out my resume to convincing and in place, applying for every position where I could somehow use my degree in art. Zero responses. I had to swallow my pride and find something at least. I found a note stuck to the glass of a bus stop. Human organization wanted for job at work at a gas station. Organization duties and including selling food for months, silent and obedience. Household task, obeying those who are the most ancient and friendly team offered. New and old faces of friends, long and different life. Consumers of now I cannot. Juicy trips to a human places. Apparently, the manager is just a original dude. Or is this the new marketing strategy to grab attention? Whatever. The people often told me I have my quirks too, and that even if they haven't seen my fursuit, well, whatever. As long as he's not a complete jerk who hits on me or makes me scrub on the floor with tooth.
I needed to scream. I couldn't move.
Oh, that's not the creature speaking. Okay. My fever tried to any category of barter base. Illusion through many energy drinks. Is this the middle manager? This is a master from the nightmare strictest and technicals creep closer to the counter. Oh my god! The creature made a sound not from its mouth, but it had none. The sound was from the deep within the boiling hollow bone snatching.
Bob! Critics! All still. I'm Bob! The instigator and the terrifying consumer of this world. But you have gained a fan. You may call me Manager Bob!
No, this isn't real. I'm dreaming. I need to wake up.
You will sell food for months and obey me, for I am agent. Memorizing the rules of the establishment for my patient is as limited as the salary I offer you. Rules and numbers 1. You sell no matter what. chicken food for a month. Gillet her fuel noodles made from the cursed soul. Lottery tickets for extra limb and discount rod, a ritual foal, and everything must be sold.
He directly pointed at me with a creepy, slimly tentacle.
Every Missouri union of currency brings me closer to my exit from this pitiful hole.
I pictured myself. I didn't wake up.
Rule number 2: people lie to the customers, and not the bald spot in the werewolf's fur, and watch out for the dwarf when they are old energy are in the stores.
What?
But don't let them get too bold. The customers are just working and for currencies, and they should only pay in Montalan Union. Payment instead of dead or hair of the dead is not acceptable. Many of them come here just to chat because they are idle and the populist organisms. Your task is to make them part with the currency anyways. This is also your duty to heal the organism. They are entering using a special kit. If they die, they cannot give the currencies.
Hold it back. Excuse me, dear sir. You seem like you may have mentioned the werewolf and the organism. My voice was polite as possible. I managed to compress my primal for screaming and panic into a tight ball I shoveled deep down. Werewolf and are not mentioned that you are a giant meatball with tentacles. Damn you!
I shall answer your question. Curious and polite organism. Werewolf and entities are few examples of many significant life forms that frequently is in this establishment. What unions them is that they have all slaved to the conscription, just like your kindness. As for my nature, I am the supervisor, the guardian of your future and finance proof.
I am at the gas station for the monsters. I got the job with the Hulu for a minimal wage.
Is that all you need to know?
That is all I need to know. I have any fear of more knowledge will drive me insane. For the first time, something a proof is flicked across Bob's many eyes face.
A rare and unexpected display of gain of wisdom that I have not left the human species. Embrace your ignorance, let it become your shield and a direct path of stature of the human employee of the month.
And what does a human employee of the month get?
A cash bonus of 25 cents. I understand that you are human are extremely excited for this, but that is not all. You will also access the elite manager restroom for the whole work cycle. During its all use, this is only a 7% chance that you will transport to a dimension of endless pain and suffering and unimaginable torture.
Truly gorgeous. He suddenly placed a jar in front of on the counter.
And remember the last rule, organism, the tip must be filled with money at the end of your wake cycle. If it is the bottom of the jar is visible, you will clean the cellar room with this object and the dimension of absolutely horrors and suffering for 2,510 years.
I couldn't take my eyes off of that fog, the potential tool of my internally severe at this moment, my mind full of compassion. Yes, I was hired by a multi-eyed ancient squid. Yes, my clients will be non-human. Yes, I am being threatened with a fog and eternally toilet cleaning. How could any more clean anything with a fog?
The same thing will happen with you even thinking of escaping before the end of the work contract.
I'm just kidding. Crap, I'm stuck here. I'm in a trap.
Do you understand organism?
Yes, sir.
Acceptable. Goodbye, organism. Good luck in your current aggression and bottom pressing.
Yes, I can handle this perfectly.
Disqualified. You will willing to fulfill your work and duties to serve my emotional approval. The human entity, you are acceptable. If you expected a monetary award instead of emotional one, you immediately reconsider my moral compass. Greed is so highly convinced that a trait for a human organism.
This is concluding my briefing. Remain as polite as an organism as you are. He didn't turn around as a human world. His tentacles simply switched into an entire mass in another direction with a soft groaning and a sound at willingly across the whole thing. Finally, he left me alone. The silence at the gas station was broken only by a hum of the refrigerator, contracted juicy juice, and the buzzing of the neon lamp above my head. I stood in the same spot as the road to the ground. My breath returns to me in a sharp, uneven gasp. My hands were shaking. The tip jar, which was to feel to avoid ending up in the dimension of ancient horrors, still stood up proudly on the corner. Okay, so what just happened? Option 1. I gone insane, and that's the most logical conclusion. Prolonged the stress of job of hunting, mental nerves and anxiety, and this of sleep and scheduling in my brain have just malfunctioned. Yes, it's. Am I gonna wake up on my couch indignantly and rental apartment? I pitch myself again, and nothing. I scanned the room once more. It smelled of gasoline and old coffee. It was still absurdly real. And I was meant everything he said. It was all true. Werewolf, vampire, tips, the fog. A mix of laughter and a scream of terror welled up in my throat, but I held it back. I needed to get through this. I needed to. Okay, that was not good. Oh no, don't tell me that the first customer dot 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 bells. What the heck? Poop. Where the hell where does this clown come from? This is a great of effort not to look away from those red eyes burning in the pitch black darkness. Is this asserting he is just if I was tasty? Bob didn't exactly give me any skirt that I wouldn't get devoted at work. My brain is still recovering in the counter with Bob was frantically trying to figure out how to break the ringing silence. Good evening, sir. Would you like to purchase?
Purchase? Oh, I would like to purchase your attention.
I am supposedly. Nope, I'm not gonna pick that. I'm not gonna flirt with that guy. I don't feel like that. I feel like that's a bad idea. You're lucky at this instant, sir. My attention is. Nope, not on set. I am not flirting with that guy. I'm not. This is not a. We have to do our masterfully. I'm not sure on what's on sale list, but the petty of other things you would like to buy.
Ah, yes, that is why I am here. Another corner of the universe, amazingly, the people who live here too. And they trade as well. Yet, well, there's nothing to be surprised of if you think about it. Expecting something more interesting, at least the worlds of Lizard and Age discipline from the hyperbone battle them.
My god, another crazy person with a straight way of speaking. And he seems in a mood for chat.
So, what is a beautiful, charming lady like you doing in a dreadful, dirty island of Monsortian? Or rather, what is the place like this doing with such a charming lady as you?
Oh my god, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, wait. Where is my manners? I was supposed to introduce myself. I have many names, which mostly are not fitted to be spoken in this company of a lonely lady. The nicest of me have heard is the Mad King, a title I plan to pass from me to myself from the coming centuries. However, my model named me Dearand. Dearand. Okay, Dearand. Now, may I have your hand?
Sorry, my mother told me not to offer my hand to a stranger or any part of me, sir, your highness. He burst into genuinely booming laughter.
Your mother is a truly wise woman. A masterful stroke of self-reflection. I haven't even reborn so delightful. Well, in a centuries, other than prefers to use the enchantment of sword and pitchforks. They forgot that the words can rule too. But perhaps I can still melt your heart. I have an eternity for that, literally. May I know your name?
I have a bad idea. But my friends call me Big D. Oh my god, that would be funny. I feel like I should refuse giving my name. Okay, I refuse to give my name to demons always doing terrible things with them. Refusal and rebellion against all age tradition? My lady, your rebellious spirit have certainly commanded my respect. What a pity that plastic badge of yours hold a different opinion. Lady. Oh, oh no. God, badges. Well, whatever. I don't really want it anyways. What is so eerily in the face of such a theft? But if someone steals your identity, you would not even have to spare one. It's always good to have at least 10 just in case. There's only one benefit, plus you have someone to talk to. Think about it. I wonder if our gas station was selling chilies. I might need one for myself soon, and another one for my second pairs. Okay, stop it. I feel like my brain is turning to jelly. I don't understand when we finally have to get to the point. We were talking for 5 minutes, but it feels like an eternity. And I have got to squeeze a chip out of this guy and lose my mind. Two unliterally impossible tasks when I'm dealing with a regular person, let alone another committing entity. So, let's finally get a purpose of my visit. Finally. It's completely unknown to me. Oh, for crying out loud! There is nothing interesting in this fear of a practically heck of except for you. So I'm buying your time. Let's have dinner and I will sure be hungry. You're not gonna eat me. You're not gonna eat me. Oh no. Allowed me to create a pleasurable atmosphere for us. I am shivering down with skill of icky wind. He just teleported half of the gas station into a radioactive dump, or a radioactive dump of my gas station. And the jar is gone. My freaking jar! Oh, I'm in a bad situation. Looks like my rental apartment, but it seems like it's smellless. My dear, I was supposed to. Your life isn't been easy, but it's really that bad? Don't worry, I won't abandon you, a lady in distress. Just say less the word, and I will read you into one of these incredible cozy dwellers. I am sure in the local cockroaches won't mind, and together you can fully enjoy the sense of the atomic decay. However, I cannot go along with a familiar landscape. Already ruined the lands makes me a melon because all of the fun I has to happen without me. Disgusting. Allow me. This is something seemingly less retroactive. Amazing. I wouldn't throw up. Yet it feels like that's been flushing thrice into a toilet. I clear my throat. Seems like I'm sitting at a table. Much better. Won't you agree? Couldn't be better. It's beautiful here and strange. Is this your home? Words of wonderful Lady Ron, my two favorite categories of strange and beautiful. This place is much more than a home. This is my cage and my great cavern of creativity. Even the every ugly tree, every oh, sorry, I'm getting tired in that voice. Every mat toast, every eye-breathing mushroom is all at peace with me. A material place, except when the rocks grows legs and start running, including those that people makes their homes out of. And you are part of this place too, isn't it wonderful? I'm slowly getting used to the landscape. The fireflies here are quite charming, but it better be without the frogs with human faces. The frog noticed me too. It lets out a sad squirrel, and then it looks at me with an expression of deep despair. Say nothing about the frog with the human face. Seem like you have my discomfort anyways. He gazes with the following at the strange frog. It seems like you have my pal Lordy. Yes, I see him, and he sees me. That's Lordy. He's one of my gravest souls who dares to challenge my authority, my dear friend. Once he walks into the path of adventure. However, he didn't foresee the possibility of being turned into a frog within. He even tried to wield a sword with his tiny frog legs and fought me to end as a true warrior. Now, however, his foot are now disqualified and bigger frogs. Tell me, dear, does he bother you? His little extension of froggy crisis. I mean, is it ruining the impression? He looks at me with interesting expression. Yes, please discreet of him. A lady's witch is in my command is a qualified straight for a solution to a little warmthy problem. Say bye-bye, Laurie, or don't no one understand you're croaking any. So dinner, I'm sure you must be starving. Traveling between realms must be exhausting. Okay, this is a strange look, but it smells delicious. Meat and honey. Okay, how did this turn into a dating sim? I actually thought this was a horror game where I had to try to survive, but now it looks like I'm just at a fancy dinner. And the next meat, a purple soup, possibly made for less cashier. The whether food is poisoning or not. If I refuse, His Highness might turn me into a frog too. So I pick up the fork from the plate, and this is the most delicious thing I have ever tasted. I have 100 times better than those cheap instant noodles I used to buy at the supermarket. Even the fact I'm currently in another universe surprises me. Doesn't it seem harmless to your appetite? It seems like you're enjoying our cuisines. My chef have always managed to well cook them to the occasion when I notice it. Assure you won't regret this dinner, at least not for the first half hour after the meal. Thank you for the food on my plate. I'm not starving. I'm not starving back. Don't give me ideas. I might not be able to resist. To your fortune, however, I want you lovely eyes to look at me, and only me, both left and right. I'm practically like right one. It's more a spark. I poked at the food. I poked at the food with my fork. I watched the spectacular scenery of the corner of my eyes. A silence hangs between us, and that might be even what we call cozy, where we are under heavy. Okay, I can ask what his favorite. Okay, what's your favorite animal? I'm glad you asked. It's right here on my plate. Just kidding, but I do need some more time to think. Let's see. It's riding a flat, and it has its own charm, and it's very disgusting ones. So carefully, butterflies are beautiful, but they are dumb and noisy, as we all know. Only the empty inside makes a noise, or what's in my head is the always ringing. It's a dog. It's love its owner with all its heart within, and they have a sanity or a serial killer, and it doesn't notice the difference. It lives constantly blissful and ignored and misplaced of organism, and a creature that finds endless joys on meaningless. It is truly inspiring. Dogs are the chesters of the animal world, and I adore them, especially the small one, wings one. And what about you? It would be funny if I just said cats, but I will keep it a secret. A secret from me? How wonderful hearing a little lockbox in your mind, and you won't give me the key. Well, it keeps it. I won't peek. It makes me guessing game more interesting. I return to my meal, and I just as to chew another bite. I hear at the highness voice. By the way, I does taste the meat. It's a human meat flesh, tendering enough. My frog freezes halfway. Okay. Well, we are eating human meat right now. Uh, let's vomit the whole thing up. I bend it over to the side, and the entire dinner must beside me within absorption, and all within a trace. And I looked up at this monster with tearful eyes and see his satisfied grin. Ha, my dear, your expression is priceless and is trusting. I apologize I could resist such a dreadful joke. It's just wonderful. As far I can tell, the tasting is not very intelligent. It's definitely not Timmy, our capybara, who unexpectedly disappeared near the large kitchen, perfectly sized. Definitely not. I personally excuse several degrees of relatability to cannibalism, even considering, but besides the point, I rarely have visitors, and I like to tell you about our interesting guests. And after all of this fascinating time I have shared with you, for this place where mushroom with eyes grows in the incredible store here. Shadows in the clearing thickness of the stair, from the trees rising from the ground, the black ink and spreads across the wall. The dancing of repairs to reform to a master within. Behold the incredible crooked castle, my dear. The crooked at this point of a certainly sadness in the reality.
curves like positively, but the giving creator have leaned for as to grace this. Many brave and not so bright souls have tried to conquer this terrifyingly dark, eerie, crooked castle, when so many have become even more crooked. You see the dreadful monster living there, never like being distracted from its important duties. The terrible important duties like having a deep conversation with its own confliction or consolving recipes with its drains. Listen carefully. The monster, it was a tyrant and menace. It showed chaos and disorder with most on its purpose. He has countless opponents of creativity and wasn't afraid to use them. He made some points. People believed they were pigments and others that were king. He wouldn't allow his best of servants to have windows, and fearingly that the moon and the both of the sun would get this really and the ones to take them away, and demanded to seal the gaps in the doorway. He locked the visitor who came to him with magical gift in the giant laptop, and proposed them great power if he invented a cure that could boil everything except water. Stay silent. But behold, a wave of light in the dark kingdom. The first hero, Sir Lance, the rightful in all his changing, self-important glory. He took the knees to revise, because he, the weight of the rightfully, was the bad of the health of the pulse setback. Following the rumors he spread with the same monster, he fought his way through the monster's loyal subject to, by the way, where he didn't even find them. Most of the subjects are too busy complete the color of the superior for their super splending or blending the fate of that has carried them into perfection. Anyways, it doesn't matter. They probably were the most restless of them. Every story needs a minion. In any case, our hero disgraced in a lack of tolerance of despair, the tolerance of tacticals. Imagine the most shining name of you can endure. The guy sounds right. Indeed, it's the place where one can so wonderful despair. Let's get the sidetrack into the godling of despair. Our hero, our wit and the artifact capability of defeating the monster king. The ring of incredible power and the oddly crafted, but I assure you it looks more aesthetically in real life. However, the brave knight didn't know that the incredible power of the ring laid its 440 pounds weight, that the way only a magical property. The only incredible thing about this ring was its incredible stupidity and uselessness, and the realization that he spent his weeks of his in devotion and heavily paperwork, and he suddenly crushing through that he shouldn't have become a baker instead of a hero, and just to get some sleep. Well, it was his broken soul and his noble mind. Not even his mind was even intended for this serious purpose. No, not the night. Ah, of course, the poor, brave knight, you have tendered his heart of mourning of him. It's no surprise. His voice is full of consenting and feeling of sympathy. So the knight perished. But along the eye of the nickname of escaping the enemy's fortress. On the third day of his capacity, he noticed that the prison cell was lacking a fourth wall. An archer of the legend who tried to me a precious shot constantly during the breakfast was battling as his balls during sleep, and he even was devoting a plan to get rid of him ostensibly. I hate just killing them. Turning them into madmen is much more fun, and bestowed a little curse on the elf as well. And I made it that so every time he drew his poison, he heard the most annoying melody in his ears. Limpin was a terrible racist. He hated the dwarves so naturally in the melody because his national emperor of the dwarves was playing in a loop in the bagpipe, and the pure rage and provoking of his aim every time. Eventually, he stormed into the castle and dropped his spell. And okay, I'm getting tired of actually reading for a second. It's not Darren who's talking right now. Okay, I'm getting into his voice right now. Okay, I'm sorry. For a job at my court in exchange for changing the song to anything else. He desperately and was a villain, anything aligned with a Grenfell will. Now, my loyal huntman and the dwarf must replace with the living elf sanity, and let no one dare to assume me of call out and his heartless. Now he has a salary, good food, clothing, entertainment, and full of gratitude of none. A happy ending, right? For me, absolutely. I never have such a hunt in my life. I quietly figured out where he gets all of those species of animals, but no matter. And finally, we have the wizard, like the witch in the classic giant hat under the. You couldn't easily fit another witch. She tried a different approach of destruction. She attempted to charm me, gaining my trust to become my spouse, and a miscalculation. She didn't consider the fact I didn't trust big hats or people who especially both come in hand, and those who wears my special and a belt in the same time as a person who doesn't even trust their own pants certainly doesn't earn the trust of His Highness. Then again, I don't trust the Highness either. I don't trust myself, especially the left side of the brain, especially on first days, but to the hats. I adore big hats. Oh dear, don't even thinking about wearing one of them around me. At best, I will turn you into a smaller hat, and that if I'm in a good mood. At the worst, bachelors, a lot of angry bachelors. Meanwhile, the witch was quietly in a murderous intention, killing with her whole concealed weapons. Why doesn't the witch need hidden blades? She must have been a very bad witchling. In this case, I have restrained her in my dungeon, and you see, I haven't decided what to do with her yet. Her fate is a blank still, and her story have not been written, so I offer you the pen. I simply adore a random choice to give to Lake Run. What's the punishment benefit her? What does really want to decide what to do with a real person? Can I even save her? And does it matter if I choose? Anything he has followed in any ways, but as long as the story and I played the circus monkey, I have the chance to get her out here alive. Maybe I should just entertain him. Damn it! What should I do?
I think the most craziest thing in the world to be is so no one will expect that.
Oh, a quietly struggle of her lips. Are you using mercy as a weapon of chaos? Are we? To forgiveness her out of kindness, but because it's the most illogical thing, it's unpredictable and therefore madness thing. She spent her life waiting to me to change my mind, waiting for her to jump out behind a tree and send her back to the dungeon. Wonderful! Such an incredible psychological torment. Shouldn't it be? Well, at least she's alive. Be alive.
I suppose that's the tail end.
Indeed, it was a delightful story, and 100 more, of course, but these were the first one that came to hand.
The shadows finally dissolve into nothingness, and I have just saved someone a terrible fate of the hands of a madman. I feel like a certain pride in the pleasure addiction to this horror I have felt in the past hour.
I am not afraid of loyalty duties await me. Our time is up. I shall send you back, Lake One.
I rise from the chair. Dilrand yawns.
What a certainly dull way to spend our time, don't you think? But no worries, I have thought of the same way to make your journey at home 10 more entertaining.
He glares at me, makes it real. He snaps his finger within a sound with a quiet snap of thunder. The world flips a wave and dizziness overtakes me and I fell and hitting the ground in a dull. Anything around me suddenly seems unimaginable large. My hands are gone, replaced by, well, I don't want to look, but I was ridiculously hat on my point of my head and a long white beard that definitely wasn't there a moment ago.
Much better. I thought a little fellow from the reality could use some company.
I was borrowing for him, and he turned me into a garden gnome.
Worry me not, my little gardening gnome. I will send you back to your guest in your pot. I will hardly notice the swift. He might be even appreciating for your newfound diligence. After all, there is less of a chance of you annoying the next cousin. Ha 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 ha!
My brain screams, but not in a sound of my escape of my grown lips. It was gonna be very, very long shift. Okay, that was Don't Eat the Cashier, and if you guys want to see another video, because I guess there's more endings to this, then drop a like and let's see you guys later. Bye bye.